Hi guys and welcome back to the Big Man Small Man podcast. My name's Ryan and I'm joined by the lovely Mike.
Right, mate.
Well then, how you been?
Not too bad. Can't complain.
We say this every week, like how you been, as if we don't live together, so...
Yeah, it's not like we don't see each other every day.
No, we isolate each other. We don't talk to each other at all until we see each other on
No, that's exactly
on
what we
Wednesdays.
want to save every bit of our conversation for this podcast. Other than that, we don't speak to each other. It's like when we play five-a-side, you say, pass me the ball, I just look at him.
Yeah, that's true. It does get... No wonder we're not very good.
Hey, we had a good 5-0 win last week. It's like the other team didn't turn up.
It felt like the other team didn't turn up. We had all the possession.
I don't think they touched the ball. Didn't trouble our goal.
No, I don't think they had any shots on target.
None at all. Alright, so should we get on with the news?
Let's get on with some news. What's happened in the last week that you'd like to talk about?
Spanish football.
You want to talk about Spanish football?
Spanish football, because this could have some big repercussions for the Premier League. The Spanish La Liga have decided that they're going to have a few games played in America.
Right. Oh, so it's sort of similar to how the NFL do it over here.
The very same. Yeah, it's a real contentious one. Like, obviously, everyone believes that their team shouldn't play domestic games not in their country, which I completely agree with.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're a home team, you want your fans to be able to turn up on your doorstep. That's the idea of playing home games.
I understand why they're doing it, because La Liga doesn't have it's not got the sort of attraction that the Premier League has.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same prestige. Like it's a purely business-based decision. It's trying to raise the profile of La Liga, and I get why they're doing it because they need to compete with the Premier League, but that's not the point. It's taken away from what football, the essence of football is. Americans have new franchises popping up now there.
Yeah, they've got their own teams to watch.
Yeah, they've got New York's.
And
New York City's a thing now. Miami FC is starting up. Los Angeles FC has just started.
Yeah, there's it's weird as well, because at the end of I don't think it's going to be the big games like.
Oh, you're never going to get El Clasico there.
It's going to be like Getafe versus Leganes, and honestly, mate.
Yeah, I can't see people turning up for that.
I wouldn't turn up for that.
Yeah.
Even if it was on my doorstep.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if it was like Barcelona versus Elche.
Yeah, I think that's what it probably will be. It'd be like one of the bigger clubs.
Yeah, because Barcelona are a massive branded team, so you can see them getting notability.
As well as that it'll be a game where they're going to thump them, so there's going to be loads of goals. It'll be trying to build up as this big spectacle. I don't agree with it, because if they started doing it over here, I don't know, man. I understand why, but it's football and fans are far removed enough as it is, and we spoke about this a couple of weeks back. All it's doing is furthering that gap between the two.
Yeah, I agree completely. I mean, captains from all the Spanish clubs, Spanish top tier clubs, have agreed to meet, haven't they? Come to the AFE, which is the Spanish Players Union. And basically, from what I've gathered, they're all going to release a joint statement, basically telling La Liga to go fuck themselves. It's simple as that, and I completely agree. I back that decision, because from what all the reports have suggested that Spanish players were not consulted on this at all, not even the clubs. And that's ridiculous, considering they had a backbone of you can't ask a Spanish someone who's played in Spanish top like Sergio Ramos, for example, he's played top flight football for 15 years.
Yeah.
Surely he knows as much about it as anyone else. Why shouldn't someone like him be consulted about it?
Yeah, no, the fact that they've done it sort of behind the players' backs, it's really dodgy. So, if this becomes a thing, and then obviously the Premier League look at that and think, oh well, we could do that. Yeah,
this really opens the door, because there was rumours about this a few years ago about there being a 17-act game being played elsewhere.
Yeah.
And I think 16 clubs had to be on board for it to even be greatly considered. I think it was Richard Scudamore from the FA Premier League that proposed it, and basically every team was like no.
So if it did, say theoretically it did happen, what would your take be on it? Like if that happening with the Premier League?
I'd be disgusted. Like, there's been plenty of talk anyway of like a European Super League happening at some point, and I think if something like this happened, I think that'll push the door open for that. Like, look, Liverpool, Manchester United, Spurs, Arsenal, Chelsea, they could all split off and say we don't want to do with this. We're going to play within our own league structure. And if Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, Bayern Munich, teams like that all got on board with it, that'd be a massive thing for football if it happened. Like, things like this seem to be pushing it towards, and I'm not a big fan of it because, like, it sounds silly, but you like your away days to like Crystal Palace, don't you, and Burnley and stuff like that. That's kind of the backbone of what our football is.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, and it's taken those those sort of experiences away from the fans who pay good money as well.
Yeah,
for season tickets.
Yeah, I mean, imagine a Liverpool season ticket holder who obviously get first dibs on away tickets. Imagine, Chris, who watches Liverpool home and away every week. He can afford to drive or get a coach to Burnley or Newcastle or Southampton. Well, that's fine for him. But then he can't afford a plane to bloody Munich.
Yeah. Or if they do it in America.
Like, football's supposed to be a working man's sport, isn't it? Like that is what is like that's the beauty of football. It's open to everyone because you can play it with one football and a couple of jumpers, or you can watch it in the pub buying like a £3 pint. That's what's really lovely about it. But if you're doing this, it just adds extra costs, and people at the lower tier of the financial pyramid won't be able to take part anymore.
Yeah, and it's then secluding those fans who could be the biggest Manchester United fan, the biggest Chelsea fan in the world, but obviously don't have the financial capabilities to go to America and watch their team there. And no one's saying that they have to.
Yeah, I mean,
but
that's 100%. Like, like a lot of football fans have an affinity with their club because it's down the road.
Yeah.
I know we're one to talk because like neither of us are from Manchester or Liverpool, and we're Manchester United and Liverpool fans. But like you draw a love for a club that's close to you, and if that club is not playing their games close to you anymore, that connection goes.
Yeah, and I think it's slightly different in the sense of the NFL doing it over here, because in America franchises just pick up and go elsewhere.
Yeah, but
it doesn't seem like because they call it a franchise, is rooted to a specific city. It's more of the name after it. So like the New York Giants or something like that. You just think Giants. New York sort of seems like an afterthought because so many teams have picked up and just gone elsewhere.
Yeah, I agree, but I feel like that doesn't make it okay. I mean, that's just that's a precedent set over there, unfortunately, isn't it? I mean, we had it in the UK. I mean, MK Dons is a prime example.
Yeah.
Like, AFC Wimbledon. Well, just Wimbledon at that point, wasn't
Wimbledon,
it?
yeah.
Like, they were really okay to Milton Keynes, and that went, obviously, that really, really cut to the core of that fan base. It's a beautiful story that, obviously, AFC Wimbledon came up and they are where they are now.
But what I'm trying to say is I don't think American football fans overseas are as bothered about their games being played over here as we would be about football being played over there. I mean, I'm not one to talk, but I'm just think that I think the way that we're passionate about sort of about our sport, I think it's slightly different in America.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I'd have to disagree. I mean, like, how often do you get, for example, in the NFL, for example, how often do you get someone from Minnesota spotting the Green Bay Packers? Never happens. Like, in the States, like I think they're a lot more passionate than us about their local teams. To be fair, like that, in the States they get a bigger sense of community. You see like thousands of people turn up to like high school basketball games.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I feel like they're a lot more like you're stronger with doing that sort of thing.
So if we started doing it with the Premier League and it going to America, like say like a Burnley Tottenham game was in LA or something like that, because when you go to these ones in when they do NFL at Wembley, it's not just fans of those two teams going, is it? It's fans of the sport.
Yeah,
do you think it'd be like that for like on the opposite side of it? So us going to there, or do you think like
yes.
what do you think?
No, I think
people be there for the spectacle.
Yeah, I think that'd be the case. I mean, I've got a friend from university, Luke, who's a big NFL fan, and he goes to basically every NFL game that comes to the UK.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, but you don't support every NFL team, so. I think
I'd do the same.
Yeah, but it's easy for us to say it. I mean, Columbus Crew, they're relocating, aren't they?
Are they?
Yeah. Well, they're trying to save. The fans are trying to save the club. Very, very passionate, and like they're trying really, really hard to stop their club from being moved. It seems to be a very like politically, financial powered move from what I've gathered. There was a documentary release on Ball Street, by the way. Big football fans, check out Ball Street. They're very good. This sort of thing. But yeah, like there was just a big uproar and sense of community within like that sport. Really doesn't agree with it.
Fair enough.
Bottom line, is it good?
No.
Do you think it will happen? Bear in mind, the Liga has already agreed a deal with a US company about this as well.
15 seasons.
Yeah.
I don't know if it will happen. I definitely don't want it to happen. I can see it happening. That's the thing. Part of me can see it happening.
I can. It's gonna break my heart. Not like even the fact I'm not a massive Liga fan, because obviously I'm a big Liverpool fan, but it's a ramification it will have on football in general, just as a big scope, and it can really do problems to the MLS as well. I believe.
But also, you're losing a home or away game or something like that. At the end of the day, then you're not having the advantage of, say, if it's a home game for one team, you're not having the advantage of playing that one game at home.
Yeah, would Barcelona play like one home game there and one away game there? Is that how it would work?
I'm not sure how it would work.
I'm really unsure of the details. I think this is really early days. It's in the embryonic stages, but
I really hope this sort of La Liga captains meeting sort of they then go against it, or they.
Yeah, I feel like it's very good of like all the captains or all the representatives of the captains. They're all there and they're showing their like a unified support. So saying no.
Yeah. What do you so are you in agreement with me that it's a bad idea, but you can see it happening?
It's
potentially
a horrible idea, but I can see it happening. Like, if I had to put it in percentage, I'd probably say it's about 50-50 where it's going to happen at the minute. I think the Spanish FA and the Liga as well are going to like really look at themselves about it. But I think if anything from this, they're going to consult the players on it more and try and have like a brainstorming workshop sort of thing. See if
there's any sort of workaround.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to try and compromise on it at some point, but I don't see it being a real thing. It's weird as well because the ICC seems to be so
popular.
Yeah, it seems to be really popular in the States this summer.
It's not a competitive game. It doesn't feel.
It's
like
not competitive, but like Liverpool, Manchester United played, I think, the second most like watched football match.
There was one in 2014 with United and Real Madrid. And
I think that was the most watched.
And it was massive.
And yeah, it's like, well, I mean, it's only friendly, but that's happening. We're bringing it there. Surely, that should be enough. I mean, well, I don't want to sound very Brexit and say they've got their thing. Why can't they support that? But Americans have their own local teams there, and that's really good for them.
Why? Yeah, they should, instead of spending the money to see our teams, they should be supporting their local clubs and funding them.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, no, if you're from LA, don't watch Barcelona or LJ. Go watch LA Galaxy or LAFC.
Yeah, and it's the same. Like you say, we're not actually from typical United fan, not from Manchester. But when I am back in my hometown, I do go see.
Yeah, I mean, every chance I get, I go see Goose Channel. Like the last time I was there on a weekend was like around Christmas, and that's like just poor on me. But I still made the effort to go watch my local team.
We both went, actually.
Yeah, we did. It was a good day.
It was a good day. Mitch Rose got a goal that day.
Oh, I love Mitch Rose.
But yeah, I think the bottom line is support your local teams, and just come on, let's not be doing this.
I feel like it was inevitable it was going to happen at some point, but I thought it was going to go to like a European Super League sort of thing, which I still feel like is going to happen one day.
You reckon?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's going to get there. We'll touch on it a bit more. Like, we'll have a really in-depth discussion about potential European Super League one day.
The UEFA Men's Players shortlist was announced.
It was. I don't disagree with the inclusions, but there's one
100%.
very glaring omission from that, isn't there?
It's a little Argentinian.
Yeah, I mean, how could you leave out that little lad? Javier Mascherano's been great. Lionel Messi's not been selected, has he?
So it's Luka Modric, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Mohamed Salah are the final nominees in the UEFA Men's Player of the Year.
All quality players. I mean,
take the floor, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk too much about players that aren't in there because I don't feel like that's the point. It does.
No, talk about these guys
like those, but just on Messi, should he be included? He was part of a Barcelona team that lost only one league game last season.
I don't think it's the worst thing in the world leaving Messi out of that, considering what the other three did.
Yeah, I mean, we all know there's going to be a day where Lionel Messi and Ronaldo aren't going to be the front runners of Ballon d'Or, and that day is evidently
getting
rapidly
closer.
approaching. Yeah.
Well, should we go through each one and tell them why we think they should or shouldn't be there? So Luka Modric had a fantastic World Cup, won the Champions League.
Honestly, I can't disagree with Luka Modric. Like, for me, he's been one of the best midfielders in the world for the last 3 or 4 years.
I feel like he's only just beginning to get his plaudits. Like, obviously, people rated him so much, but he was never raved about as much as he is right now.
When Real Madrid signed him for 40 million, like, 6-7 years ago from Spurs, like, he turned up there. It was not like the Ronaldo signed, and no, it might have been the season after Ronaldo signed, and basically no one turned up to his unveiling thing, and he's like seemed to be one of the worst signs Madrid made in a long time, and now here he is in the top 3 players in the world, and he deserves it. He's quality.
Yeah, you know, he's an unreal player, and I'm glad that he's getting the sort of praise that he deserves, because his World Cup was incredible. Got to the final.
Yeah, he dragged an okay Croatia team to be fair. It
was a good team.
Like, it wasn't a team full of worldbeaters. I mean, they had him, Rakitic, Perisic, and Mandzukic. Like, you can say what you want about Mandzukic, but no.
Good player.
18 months ago, he was in the Champions League final.
Yeah,
scored in the Champions League final.
Yeah,
right,
he did.
Kick as well.
But yeah, he also won the Champions League. That's not a bad going. World Cup final, Champions League.
Yeah, I mean that.
And being a star player.
If you were to put that on a CV, yeah, I mean he won the player tournament, didn't he, as well?
Mm.
So if you don't put names in there and just said he won a Champions League, he got to a World Cup final with an average team
and was the best
player in that tournament, you say, yeah, he's definitely up there, isn't he? Can't argue with
that. We'll move on to Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't think there's any doubts about this.
Yes and no. The first half of last season, he wasn't that great. His goal return was only like 5 goals up until Christmas, something like that.
Produced some great moments throughout the season, though. Also won the Champions League.
Champions League winner. A hat trick in the World Cup. Scored that absolute banger against Juve in the Champions League.
Mate, I remember watching that and just thinking, the sheer audacity.
The audacity of that man.
To do that in a big game. Just, he's a phenomenal player.
Yeah, he knows how to turn on Champions League, doesn't he?
I mean, it's his competition.
It is like, you know, I swear the champions. I swear that's Ronaldo's national anthem.
He probably has it as his alarm tone, ringtone.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Like, he gets a call and it's like, the champions. And he's like, oh. See?
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, based on his performances like post Christmas, it's like, you know.
Would you put Messi in over him?
Messi really didn't turn it on in the World Cup. He didn't drag Barcelona by the scruff of the neck against Roma, did he?
No.
So I mean, he didn't really turn it on in the big moments. Like, I mean, yeah, they lost one game last season, and if they went completely unbeaten, you'd think, maybe.
But
unfortunately, that's no,
It's
maybe,
ifs,
isn't it?
it's if, buts, and maybes.
Yeah.
We'll move on to one that you probably will want to talk about, and that's Mohamed Salah. An incredible season by a player whose career up until this point was hit and miss, you could say.
No, I don't believe so. I think he was good at Chelsea anyway.
You just think he didn't get the time?
Yeah, but he played in a Mourinho team, doesn't he? And like, as a lot of people have said, Mourinho is a manager for now, not for tomorrow.
That's very true.
So like, he wasn't going to play youngsters. Why play Mo Salah when you got Willian, who's already quality?
That's true.
So that's what he was doing. But yeah, like when he was at Roma, he was
good at Roma.
He was very good at Roma, and I was like, when Liverpool coming in for him for like 15 million, I was like, yeah, why not? Not 15, 35. I was like, yeah, why not? I'll take that punt.
Yeah.
And evidently it paid off. I mean, like, I don't think he was by far the best player in the league last season. Like, Kevin De Bruyne was quality, so was David Silva.
Yeah, of course. But his goal return, mate.
You know, like,
as a winger,
I criticised him very early in the season as well about his finishing being really poor. And no,
you rue those words.
Not really. I feel like over the season he just really improved on his finishing. But like early doors, I was like, he's missing like 2 or 3 chances a game here. Like he's putting one away, but then he's missing 3 others, and it's like, oh, I mean he scored. He scored one, got us 1-1 against Burnley. But if you put your other 2 chances away, we would have won that game comfortably.
Yeah.
But like throughout the season, he's evidently either he's just become a lot more confident in his shooting, or he's just improved massively, and he's quality.
Record breaker?
Yeah, broke Alan Shearer's record. That's lasted like, I didn't know how long. A long time.
A long time.
Yeah, so 32 goals for like the most ever by a player in a 38 game season. Can't ignore that.
So Golden Boot, broke that record, got to a Champions League final, ended tragically for him, unfortunately. Look, as a United fan,
as a United fan, you were probably a little bit like, oh, that's all for chance. Well, let's be honest, you'd rather Real Madrid won that than Liverpool.
Yeah. But, like, I don't like to see a player get injured.
As a football fan,
I don't like to see a player get injured, and I'd like to see Mo Salah get the chance to produce on the biggest stage.
Yeah, so, I mean, to
make a better game.
If you reel it off, like, dragged Egypt to a World Cup.
Yeah, okay, the World Cup wasn't great. He
wasn't fit for that World Cup, but he dragged him to it, and that's phenomenal. Like, no, a last minute penalty.
Yeah.
He was big enough to step up and take it and score it. So
fair play.
That's that box ticked. Player of the season, box ticked. Top goal scorer, box ticked. Champions League finalist, it's box ticked. That's alright.
It's a decent season for a player before that.
And he was turning it on in big games as well. He scored against Chelsea, scored against Arsenal. Didn't against United, but who did? You can't score past 11 goalkeepers.
No, we just got one that's that good, mate.
City, that won the goal against Spurs at Anfield.
Yeah.
We dribbled through every player twice.
He got Liverpool out of some sticky moments, and he was just the man that season. Part of one of the best front 3 in the world, arguably, right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the big games he's scoring. He's scoring against Man City in the Champions League quarterfinals. He scored against Roma, his old club, in the semi-finals as well. Like, he did it in all the big occasions. And he did it against small clubs like Burnley and Watford as well. Which
is sometimes the teams that Liverpool struggle against.
Yeah,
prior.
Like with him, like we found a way through. I mean, Watford would have come to Anfield and thought, you know what, if we lose 2-0, it's not the worst day ever. And then Mo Salah goes and pops in 4 goals.
Yeah.
Right, alright, isn't it?
It's not bad. So, I think those 3 are deserved.
Yeah, absolutely. If you had to choose one of them. Wait. On 3, we both say it.
1, 2, 3.
Luka Modric. Nice!
Yeah, I'd say Luka Modric.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been the best player in the world this last year or so.
Okay. You've been watching that City documentary that we were talking about.
I have, yeah. I'm almost through it. It's like I'm 7 episodes in. I think is 8 or 9.
Yeah, I think it's 8.
Yeah, I've just got like it's done mainly in chronological order. I've just got to just after Liverpool knocked Man City out of the Champions League.
How's it been? What you think to it?
I've been on the edge of my seat the entire time. I think like it's a very good insight into like how football clubs run. Like I don't feel like it's like a football club in general. I think it's very tailor made to City and how they run. But like the shooting of it in general has been quality. Like anyone who's like just a bit of a boff about like TV production and stuff like that would love it. In the way that's done, I feel like that's very good. But onto the footballing side, it's so interesting.
Do I have to give it a watch?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like a drama in a way. There's a little bit of me even though I knew the outline,
outcome of it,
the outcome of everything. A little bit was I was a little bit rooting for City to do certain things. I know it sounds weird, but
I know what you mean. It's when did you ever watch any of the Salford City stuff?
Yeah, I watched one or two of them.
I was always rooting for that. Obviously, maybe my affinity with United, but I don't care about Salford City. Couldn't give a toss.
Yeah,
but part of me was just
people running that club, isn't it? Neville's, Scholes.
I'm not bothered about their success now, though.
I mean, let's be honest. You watched Monday Night Football and a little bit. You was like, oh, love Gaz Neville.
Yeah, but I like Carragher as well.
Yeah, it's fair.
I like just people who are just like good pundits.
But yeah, back to the documentary and stuff like that. It's really good. Any football fan, I'd recommend you get an Amazon Prime. Even if you
just use a trial.
Yeah, if you go for a month trial.
Or if you've used a trial, use another email and change your name to Mr. Snurub or something like that, and then put a fake mustache on.
Yeah, absolutely. If that works, it works.
VAR in the Champions League. What do you think about VAR?
I think VAR is the way forward in the top level football, providing it's done well. I feel like in the World Cup, VAR was done incredibly. I'm a big fan of it.
The positives of VAR in the World Cup outweigh the minor negatives.
It's definitely getting more decisions right, and it is wrong.
It started off really, really poor, but it's only improving. Don't forget, it's very early stages with VAR.
Yeah, I mean, we had it in was it the FA Cup last season?
Yeah.
And it wasn't done very well. I mean, a big highlight was that Manchester United one, wasn't it?
The wiggly line.
That wiggly line.
Because it was onside, wasn't it? And it was given offside, I believe, against Morata.
Yes, I think so. But I think a lot of the problem with that is, you can't really engage with the fans, can you?
No, yeah, and it pauses the game and stuff like that. But I think it was done really well in the World Cup, and I don't think it stopped the flow too much.
I think in the World Cup it was different though, because all the stadiums used a big screen so they could go through it.
They all had that little pub quiz machine, didn't they?
Yeah, but I mean, every World Cup stadium had a bigger LED screen so the fans could engage and see what the referee was seeing.
Certain stadiums in the Premier League that don't have that. Old Trafford doesn't have a big screen.
Liverpool doesn't.
No.
Anfield, he just had a little clock in the corner.
Yeah, we've just got a score timer.
Yeah, and that's all we have. So I feel like it's going to become a thing. I feel like it's going to be a big prerequisite for clubs to have a screen like that, so the fans who are at the game can engage with it. And if that's the case, then banging. Cool.
So, in relation to the Champions League, they're looking at it being from using it from the quarterfinal stage. I'm not sure why that is.
I'm gonna say that if it's the quarterfinal onwards, they're obviously assuming that it's only been in clubs with a certain stature. So, for example, you're not gonna Rosenborg are never gonna make it to the Champions League quarterfinal.
Honestly, you've got no faith.
Well, I love my little Norwegian.
I
hope so. Otherwise, I'm gonna make myself like an absolute arse.
I'm gonna check that. Maybe.
Anti Makashakala are never gonna make it to a Champions League quarterfinal. Yeah, you love that name, don't you?
A little bit. I've just read though, it's to avoid having to commit manpower to 8 group matches on the same night.
Yeah, that's a very fair point. That makes a lot of sense. But if they are gonna enforce having a big screen there, Liverpool, Man City, Real Madrid, Juventus could take the hit and install a screen in the stadium. That's not a big problem for them. Yeah. If I don't have one already, they can install it and it not be a big problem. Whereas FC Basel probably wouldn't be able to.
So,
or it'd be a bigger problem for them anyway.
VAR, yes, no for the Champions League quarterfinals.
Yes, I think as time will go on, it'll progress through the other rounds as well. But
early days.
It's very early days. I think. I feel like, and especially UEFA are going to have to recruit people who are capable of operating on the system as well. So as more time goes by, the more people available for it.
Yeah, there'll be more people trained upon it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quickly before we move into last week's results. Yeah, that one. I'm gonna show you something. Yeah, I'm not sure if you've seen it. FC Rostov have released
Russian team.
the very same. Have released I think it's a fourth kit. And I'm just going to show you it. Look at that! That's insane!
What are they roding on?
That's Aladdin's carpet, man. It's called the Lucky Carpet.
It's lucky, alright.
If you get a chance to check this out, Google FC Rostov's fourth kit. It's on BBC Sport website. Is there a reason for it?
One
sec. Okay, so a fan brought a carpet. So Rostov lost 4-0. So the next game, a fan brought a carpet in, and waved it in the stands. And then the club invited the fan and his carpet to the training base, and it just escalated, and now they have a fourth kit that is literally a carpet.
Is this a joke that got really out of hand?
Maybe. It's one of them. It's like when, Macaulay Culkin and Ryan Gosling kept making T-shirts of each other, and then that T-shirt being on a T-shirt, and it just going back and forth for ages. It's that. It will cost you 1,000 rubles less than other clubs. So 2,500 rubles. I don't know how much that is, but mate, if
anyone's listening to this, let us know in the comments how much will that be in,
and also
British sterling.
I'm gonna get one. I'll get one. I think that wraps up the news, doesn't it? Because
I mean,
I don't.
That's left on top.
So get a chance. FC Rostov's fourth kit. Check it out. Order it. 2,500 rubles. That's nothing. That's pocket money.
Best 2,500 rubles you'll ever spend.
So let's get on to the last week's results.
Let's
do it. We'll go through the games as they happened. Yeah. So the first game was Cardiff City versus Newcastle United. Ended 0-0 and was the least exciting game of football possibly ever.
Yeah, I saw a guy Lineker tweet that if Cardiff Newcastle ends up as the first game of the match, they were all screwed. And
Good job he wasn't.
He wasn't wrong.
It was the last game actually.
It was the very last game. I watched this and it was so boring. Like it was just nothing happened.
Well, there's a couple of talking points. I've got a stat.
I'm ready for a stat.
So you like stats, yeah?
I love stats.
Okay, so Kennedy failed to complete a single pass in the first half. He's the first outfield Premier League player to fail to complete a single pass in 45 minutes plus of football since Nikola Kalinic against Birmingham City in March 2000.
That's a stat nugget, by the way.
Yeah, just that's up to Joe. Thanks. At up to Joe.
Yeah, can we talk about Kennedy as well?
Should have been sent off.
Definitely should have been sent off and put in maybe one of the worst moments I've ever seen in a Premier League game.
A player who's I think is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think he is quality, but on that day he showed
Missed
exact opposite.
A penalty in the 95th.
I don't think I've ever watched a game and saw someone step up for a penalty and just go, not a chance to score now. Because he had a free kick about 3 minutes beforehand, and I was looking at this and like, Shelby should be having this.
Yeah.
But Kennedy takes it and just slaps it into the wall. Like, we're talking not even close to going to the wall. If I was in that wall, it hit my knees.
Yeah, and then the penalty wasn't convincing at all, was it?
No, like it was a penalty to be fair, but like
the penalty decision was right, but his penalty,
it was garbage. It might be one of the worst penalties I've ever seen. Like I was watching this game with my missus, and she was watching. I was like, you can definitely miss this. How do you know that? He had a bad game and just turned that free kick into the wall. He's not scoring this,
and he didn't. Yeah. Lucky to be on the pitch. There was a red card in that game though. Isaac Hayden got sent off 22 minutes after being introduced as a substitute at half-time.
Yeah, it's awkward as well because he got brought on for the Indian Javi Manquillo, which means now Newcastle are going to be without a right back for a little bit.
Yeah. So, poor day for Newcastle. You see that as a result.
Shout out to Neil Etheridge, by the way, the Cardiff goalkeeper, saved a penalty 2 games in a row.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, he saved Callum Wilson's penalty.
He did, you're right.
He saved that one as well. So not only is he the first ever Filipino to play in the Premier League, but he pops up and does that. Good lad.
You know what? I'm a bit shocked. I like that. Go on, lads.
Yeah.
We'll move on to the next game because that was
It was definitely more entertaining.
100%. Everton 2, Southampton 1. Couple of talking points on this one. Do you want to start us off?
Yeah. Well, it was definitely nice to see Theo Walcott scoring. I feel like he's a really good player, so it's nice to see him doing bits. He was a really unfortunate at Arsenal. I feel like he wasn't utilised properly.
You know what? What I noticed in this game is the front four of Everton, the movement and their link up was excellent. There was a little bit in the second half with like a little 1-2, Sigurdsson and Walcott, and Walcott ended up missing what should have been a definite goal.
Front four of like Sigurdsson, Walcott, Richarlison, and Tosun. Tosun looks like a really good signing, by the way. I know he's not got on the score sheet yet, but
he was alright last season, I thought, when he came in.
Yeah, but he's only done it now, and he's very good. I'm quite excited to see him do some more with him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I just thought this front four looked really good. Richarlison on the score sheet yet again.
Yeah, there's a lot of reservations about Richarlison, wasn't there, about whether he's going to do it. I mean, our friend Dan, in our fantasy league, was like, don't put him in.
He told me not to put him in, and I put him in.
You put him in. Yeah, I was reluctant to put him in. I thought, you know what, I'd rather have. I don't know who I put in instead. I looked at putting him in, but I was like, nah.
I took a gamble on Richarlison in fantasy football, and he's paying me back.
Yeah.
Love you, big man.
Yeah, I chucked him in mine now. So big up Richarlison. He's done some bits.
Another contentious decision from that game. Pickford, should he have been sent off?
I mean, he definitely caught Danny Ings.
Well, he ripped his shirt up.
Ripped his shirt left
and he had left the mark.
He looked very indecisive, to be fair, Pickford. I saw him coming out, but he stopped a little bit. Then he went to kick it. Then he went to kick the ball away. Like,
it was a bit
reckless.
Like was he in control, do you think?
Yes and no. I feel like he knew what he was doing. He was just very clumsy. Like, I feel like most keepers would have come out and just headed the ball away. Pickford's what, 6'4"? He's a big lad. He's up against like a 5'8" Danny Ings. Like, he's winning that in here every day. Go, like, thump it away. Like, if he heads that ball away, it's going to go another. If he gets anything on that header, it's going 40 yards further away. Like, what are the chances of someone scoring from 60 yards, especially when they're probably going to be in a 50-50 to win that ball anyway?
Would you have sent him off then?
No, I'd have given him a yellow.
That's fair.
I don't think it was given as a foul, was it?
No. Don't think anything was given.
Yeah. Big up Danny Ings getting on the score sheet, by the way.
He did, yeah.
Best thing he's ever done for Liverpool, that score against Everton.
Score for your feeder club.
Yeah. Well, I said it last week, didn't I? But Danny Ings looked very good when he came on.
Yeah, he did. And then he obviously earned his first start, and then
he's got. Yeah, I'm really happy for Danny Ings. I feel like he's a quality player from what I've seen. He's a really good lad as well. So big up Danny Ings. Keep it up, like.
Would you go for a pint with him?
I'd go for a few jars.
Nice. Leicester City 2, Wolves 0. Wolves early on.
It's alright, didn't they?
They were bossing it. They hit the woodwork twice early on. I think they hit it 3 times overall. 2 great early chances. Some last ditch defending to get them away.
I know it's a norm against Leicester, but Wolves would win on possession. They had like 57%.
But an own goal puts Leicester ahead. An unfortunate own goal.
James Maddison.
And then James Maddison getting on the score sheet, who I said last week I think is the real deal. Showed it's the Real Deal.
He is. No, I'm a big fan of James Maddison. I think he's a good player.
I think that's a good signing, and I think he's going to be good this season.
Jamie Vardy's red card, what do you reckon?
Oh, it's a red card.
Yeah.
He was going to be first that ball anyway. He didn't have to go in his... I think as soon as he lost the ball, you could see it in his eyes.
In the first challenge, I thought that he was tackled and you could just see the frustration in front of you, and he's like...
Definitely.
Like, I kind of admire it in the sense of like...
You've got to have the tenacity.
Yeah, it was like a lot of determination that's like, I'm fucking winning this.
But I think he was already nailed on to win it.
He was nailed on to
win it.
It wasn't a 50-50, it was like a 70-30 in his favour.
Yeah, it didn't need to do it in the manner that he did it, and I think it's a definite red card.
He like, not only was it a really tough challenge, but it kind of scissored him as well, didn't it? It was a really dangerous challenge, so yeah, he's a
naughty boy.
Definitely a red card, and if you're listening, take him out of your fantasy teams.
Take him out of your fantasy teams, lads.
Yeah.
We'll move on to Spurs 3, Fulham 1, and Harry Kane has done it.
He scored in August.
That's
okay, we'll have to put him back in our fantasy teams now, because no one had him at the start of the season, because what's the point in August?
He scored in August. A 3-1 win against Fulham. Lucas Moura got the first goal. A tasty goal, by the way.
Very good finish, that.
And then Trippier got a free kick.
Oh, banging free kick, wasn't it? It's reminiscent of the World Cup against Croatia.
Le Cry. But I think the big talking point is obviously just Harry Kane.
Yeah, Harry Kane finally does it. Shout out to Mitrovic, by the way, as well. Do you see his goal? Like, he was bundled it in off the floor, didn't he? I was like, what's he doing?
Determination. My man scored a goal whilst on his knees.
Big up.
Love Mitro. I actually quite like Mitro.
Yeah.
I don't think Fulham are ever going to beat Spurs. Spurs at home, well, at Wembley. But routine for Spurs. 3-1.
Yeah, you expected them to win. I think I had Spurs to win like 3-0 in that game. So.
The next game, West Ham 1, Bournemouth 2. West Ham lost both their games. Obviously 4-0 to Liverpool and now at home to Bournemouth. A game you probably should see them winning with the squad that they've got and the money that they've spent.
Yeah, but I think a lot of the problem with that, like when you're saying that, is a lot of the new players didn't start. I mean, for example, Andrei Yarmolenko didn't come on until 67th minute. Lucas Perez started on the bench as well, as did Carlos Sanchez. So it's just like, what are they doing right now? Yeah, I mean, obviously, I know they want to like bed him in.
Yeah.
But like, still, you at the end of the day, like, what better way to introduce a player to games and give him games?
Yeah, you can't just keep him on the bench.
Yeah. We'll give him half hour. He'll eventually get used to it. Chuck him in. Is Bournemouth a team you should be beat anyway at home, especially with the squad you've got? Like, I know they're saying like hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. But at the end of the day, like sometimes a player like Yarmolenko, for example, could win you a game because he's got that little spark, hasn't he?
Of course, yeah. Bournemouth started the season well though.
Yeah, that's all right, haven't they? Yeah.
It was in fact when
Eddie Howe's done bits. It was only a 5-minute spell as well, wasn't it? A 6-minute spell, sorry, where Bournemouth got the 2 goals. Great goal by Callum Wilson, by the way. He did 4 players by himself from the halfway line.
Poor defending by West Ham though. At the back, they were poor.
West Ham have been poor at the back, which is surprising because I thought Pellegrini would really sort it out.
Yeah, it was really poor.
He's quite a conservative manager, to be fair, isn't he? Like, he's under a structured 4-4-2. We did that with City as well when he was there. Like, he played 4-2, which was a bit odd.
So yeah, West Ham not looking good. Next week they've got Arsenal as well. Both teams looking to get their first win in the Premier League. Should be a decent game, that. But we'll come on to that in a bit. The next one is the big game of the Saturday, which is Chelsea 3, Arsenal 2.
Takes you fair, that.
Right, the scoreline suggests that, well, the fact that Chelsea went 2-0 up, Arsenal came back 2. Arsenal had chances.
Arsenal missed some big chances.
And I mean sitters.
Aubameyang could have had a hat-trick just in the first half.
Mkhitaryan skied one. Aubameyang skied one for about 5 yards. Just unreal chances that they could have put the game to bed. It was a spirited comeback, to be fair, to come back. But
yeah, he showed that like Arsenal had a bit in them, which maybe wasn't seen when they had Wenger to come back from 2 goals down to equalise for half time. So,
but they'll rue those chances, dude. There's so many.
Yeah, so if you look at the stats, like Arsenal only had 37% possession, but they had 15 shots. I mean, that's not a lot compared to Chelsea's 24.
Jeez.
But if you said we had 15 shots in that game, you think, yeah, it's not too bad, really, is it?
That's a decent amount.
When you can see then 24 shots in that game, 11 of them on target as well. So Petr Cech was forced into 8 saves.
That's mad. As well as that, Arsenal's defence don't look good.
They don't, and it's annoying for them really that like they conceded the winning goal late on. It's only in the 81st minute that Marcos Alonso scored. So can they keep up what they do?
We're gonna have to see how they go for the season. They've had 2 very hard fixtures at the beginning of the season, though.
Yeah.
And not often do you start against City and then Chelsea. So
yeah, they played the champions of the previous 2 seasons. So when you say it like that, it's, you know what, just a tough draw.
It is a tough draw, and
there'll be a point in the season where they have like a run of 6 games playing very lesser teams, where they're going to pick up some points and like project them up the table.
Yeah, of course. What do you think Arsenal's hopes are this season? Do you think it's just going to be a case of not steadying the ship, but laying down maybe like a foundation for Emery, and then maybe next season they'll be pushing top 4.
Yeah, if I was an Arsenal fan, I wouldn't be too bothered about this season. I'd want to see progression in the way they're playing, and like just getting used to that system. Because at the end of the day, like Wenger was there for 20-something years.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's the longest ever serving manager in the Premier League now.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous. So obviously, it's going to take a long time for them players to get out of those habits, because it's not only ingrained in a certain place, but it's ingrained in the club as a whole. It's what the fans expect.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, it's probably what the owners expect as well. So it's a completely new brand. It's like, it's not just the football as well. It's the mentality of the players.
Yeah.
And like, people question Mesut Ozil quite a lot for his lack of work ethic, and that transpires to a lot of other players, like not Devon Shaqiri, Granit Xhaka.
Yeah.
Has been getting away with murder ever since he's been at Arsenal.
Yeah.
And he's still making the same silly mistakes. I reckon Unai Emery is going to proper kick off at him at some point. Just say, you're dropped. I'm not even touching you in this squad.
One person, I mentioned him last week as well, Guendouzi. I like him.
He's a really good young player. Like,
if you think he's only 19,
19-year-old lad, just turned 19 as well. He's unreal. Like, I would not mind him as a Liverpool player right now.
He's obviously he's a bit raw, and obviously he's not fully at it, but he shows he tries. He really tries.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the minute that's all you can really ask him, that he shows a work ethic, because in time he's going to be a good player. Like, I feel like in any terms of employment, not just football, it's, if you hire someone with a good ethic, you can teach them all the other things.
Of course. And
I think that's the very same here. Like, so yeah, like, big up. What's going on? Keep it up.
Yeah.
Doozy.
So, Burnley 1, Watford 3. Watford? Team we had to go down.
I'm shocked.
2 on the bounce, and this one away from home against Burnley. My only question is going to be, like, do you think Burnley had like a European hangover? They went to extra time in midweek. Yeah,
I think fixture congestion is going to get to Burnley. I mean, I said it when we did our predictions. Like you don't expect to see generally a team to drop from 7th to like the lower half mid-table, but like, given that Burnley have only made like 3 additions to their squad, and like last season they were a team that played barely any like midweek games. So you can definitely see Burnley struggling this season, but that's not for lack of quality, it's just for a lack of numbers.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's definitely going to show in certain games like what we just had.
However, Watford doing well.
Watford doing really well.
Andre Gray's goal, by the way, was a fantastic finish.
Tasty.
It was great. So yeah, Watford doing the bits, and just they need to start losing so my predictions are right.
Yeah, I mean, like, fair play to Watford doing alright. I've got a couple of mates who are Watford fans, so they're really happy at the minute.
You would be. You would be.
I mean, especially after he was in theory their star player, to show this sort of determination and fight to play this sort of way. Fair enough.
And I only when I mentioned Andre Gray's finish, it's his former club.
Yeah, it is against his old boys, so
it's always nice. It's probably always nice to do something
big money
like that.
sign as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was actually.
Was it like 18 million they paid for him?
I think so, yeah.
So, yeah, nice to see him showing what he can do.
Manchester City 6, Huddersfield Town 1. I knew this was going to be a goal route. I just didn't expect this.
Yeah, I thought a 4-0.
I had 4-0 as well.
And like, now if that happens, like, okay, good. See you later, guys. Good day at the office, but it wasn't like, yeah, slapstick score bottom, Huddersfield like grabbed one in the end. It was more like City were all over him. I barely saw Huddersfield getting Manchester City's half.
From the get-go, Huddersfield were scrambling at the back.
Yeah, it says a lot when you're playing a central defender in midfield and then still parking everyone behind the ball. Like, you know the sort of thing. I feel like Huddersfield didn't set up to like scrape a draw. It was just a big damage limitation. No one wants to be that manager and get stuffed 7-0. No, I know 6-1's not much better, but like, I think that's what it was.
I could have seen him getting more than, honestly, it was just filth at times. David Silva was excellent.
Yeah, I think things like that you really have to question though, like as a footballer. Like, when if you're 3 goals down, at no point in that game should you think, "Oh, we'll sit back and not concede them anymore." You're 3 goals down, you might as well fucking go for it. Like at the end of the day, like I know goal difference is going to be a big thing in the end of it with relegation candidates and stuff like that. But you know, Cardiff are going to have to come up against Man City, and they're going to thump them just as much.
Yeah.
So you can ignore that and just think, well, at the end of the day, like 0 points per game is 0 points per game. If you just throw everything at City and just try and maybe recoup something, you might as well fucking go for it.
Especially when you're already a couple of goals down.
It reminds me a lot of last season when Man City played Southampton. And do you remember after the game, Pep was going mad at Nathan Neverland?
Briefly, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like basically he was saying to him like, you're like a quality talented attacking player. What the fuck are you doing sitting there defending, parking behind the ball? Get up there. And I don't feel like that was Pep's frustration. The team parking the bus against him. It was just his way of thinking how football should be played. And I actually really agree with that. In terms of like, what the fuck are you doing? That you're letting like all your fans that have travelled to this game to watch you park the bus.
But at the end of the day,
I can guarantee no Huddersfield Town fan came from a game and went, "Yeah, it's alright, wasn't it?"
Well, no, of course it did.
I know it's not a big thing in Liverpool, like getting stuffed, but like when we lost against City 5-0, like we lost because like we had a man sent off, but we're still going for it in that game. We're trying to score goals.
I think you've got to look at the quality of your squad as well and think
you have, but
are they good enough to they nick a draw from that? That's a massive point for Huddersfield.
That's a huge point for any team to get picked up off City, but I feel like it's an overlying problem with certain teams just rolling over and taking a 2-0 against the bigger clubs. I feel like it's hard to actually address it in terms of like what are the FA or Premier League what they're going to do about it, because I don't think there's anything you can do.
I don't think there should be anything you should do.
As a footballer and a manager, I feel like you have a responsibility to try and win a game no matter what. Unless it's like a two-legged tie where you try and nick an away goal and sit back on it.
I don't agree. I think you've got to do everything you can to try and get as much as you can from the game. There's different styles you can play football in, and you think you need to adapt to each game individually. And say, for example, if this is a game where they felt they could sit back and frustrate City and get a 1-1 or a 0-0 draw or something like that, then I think that's what they should do, because these points are going to be vital at the end of the day.
I completely agree, but when your 3 goes down, that goes out the window.
Oh no, yeah, I agree with that.
At 3 goals down, David Wagner should be like, alright, defender, you're coming off, bring on the attacker because we really need to fucking grab goals here. Like, try Penn City in their own half. If City you on a counter attack with Leroy Sané, Raheem Sterling run at you, they're fucks. But at least you're trying to get goals back.
No, I agree with that.
Try and pen. I mean, Crystal Palace did it against Liverpool on Monday, which we'll get onto, where there were spells of the game where we was like, fucking hell, they covered us.
And they had a man sent off as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, the bigger mission from that squad right now is Kevin De Bruyne, who could be out for 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, he could miss the Liverpool game, which for me would be very good.
Obviously, he wasn't missing in this game, and I don't think they ever needed him in this game. Do you think he's a luxury player or a player that City need?
I mean, if you had to pick between Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne, you know you're going to choose every day of the week.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, I don't feel like you can't go arguably the best player in the league, a luxury player. Like, I have him down probably my player of the season. I think you did as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
So no, I don't feel like he's a luxury player. Like having someone like Gundogan come off the bench is a luxury player.
Yeah.
Because that's just not like you bring in Fabian Delph, who's an alright backup.
Yeah.
You bring in a fucking quality backup in goal.
That's fair.
Gundogan.
That's fair.
Here's where it gets fun for me.
Brighton 3, Manchester United 2. I watched this game in the pub with Mike, and I never wanted to leave the pub so quick after conceding goals. So there's a couple of things I'm going to talk about in this one. Firstly, the defending. United were a shambles at the back. Bailly was terrible, and I rate him as our best defender.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'd put him in within the top 10 in the league.
Yeah, I think Bailly is really good. Obviously, it could have just been a poor day at the office. We all have them. But him and his understanding with Lindelof wasn't great either.
I feel like that was only the first or second game they've ever played together, though.
That is true, but I don't understand, right, is that...
But surely in training all week, Jose Mourinho would have probably partnered them too in games at centre half.
Yeah, and these are not nobody defenders. That's 60 million worth of talent there.
Yeah, you're not getting an Asian Robert Hoof. This is like two quality centre halves.
These are two centre halves who, okay, not the young, and they've still got a lot
to... You got a World Cup quarter-finalist in there.
You got a World Cup...
and a player who is good enough to play for a World Cup quarter-finalist had his country made it.
Yeah, these are two very good defenders in their own right, and they look lost out there. They really did. But it's not even that. I think what else annoyed me is when we were 2-0 down, it didn't look like we were trying to... I
don't feel like you had much of a game plan. Like at half time when you brought on, was it Rashford and Lingard?
Yeah.
Like it was. I still don't think we were planning it. It was just like put attacking players on, score.
Yeah,
and that was it.
Like when we were 2-0 down, we didn't look like we wanted to go for the throw. Okay, we got the goal back by Lukaku. That is the only chance in the game where I felt we were going to score.
Yeah, I feel like your defence is absolute shambles, but overall, this might be one of the worst United teams I've seen in a long time. Not as far as like the players' quality. I feel like you've got some very good players in that squad, but as a team.
Doesn't feel like
how they're playing together and stuff like that it might be the worst United team I've ever seen in my time of playing football or watching football.
It doesn't feel good. Are United in a crisis? Because I've seen that being thrown around loads, and
I mean it goes back to what I said earlier about Jose Mourinho being a manager for today and not for tomorrow. And quite simply, if he's not winning today, then you start thinking about this tomorrow as well. And if he hadn't been given a new contract in January, there'd be big talks about him getting sacked. But unfortunately, he was given that contract.
But
I don't think like Mourinho was signed as manager with the thought of him being there for 5 years or more.
No, I don't think. I think it was a short-term success to get some trophies under a belt, and then
maybe establish a strong squad.
Yeah,
tide it over, keep the fans happy, win your Premier League and a couple of cups, and get you in the last stage of Champions League, and
then we get someone else in who might be there for the long term. But Gary Neville said this on Monday Night Football, and I don't want to pretend that this is something I've said, but he said, when you give a manager a contract halfway through a season, which, to be fair, in my opinion, and I think he also said I think it's stupid. It should have always been at the end of the season.
I understand it if that's a reward for good performances, but at this point, City were running away with the league.
Yeah. And okay, yeah, it was the best post-Fergie performance, or maybe not performances, but results. But if you are going to back him and give him a new contract, you got to back him in the market and buy the players that he wanted. He obviously wanted a centre back. He obviously wanted a winger.
Bear in mind though, when Mourinho got given this new contract, this was at a time where he was flirting with PSG, wasn't he? It was before Thomas Tuchel was announced to be the PSG boss, and everyone kind of knew Emery was out the door. Yeah. And he was kind of like, yeah, PSG are a good side, aren't they? In the interviews and stuff like that. So I feel like it was just a shut him up, please stay with us.
Yeah.
Contract.
I'll say one thing before we move on to the last game. Glenn Murray, how?
How is he? By the way,
finish.
Yeah, it's not like Glenn Murray scrambles one in. That is a world class finish. That's like that reminds me of like when Hernan Crespo scored against Liverpool in Champions League final, where he's like 18 yards gone and he's like dinks it over the outcoming Jersey Dudek. It's the way he's got in front of the keeper. Very good movement by the way, on how he caught past the man and got in front of the keeper. That finish where he just cleverly dinks and lifts it over. That is a great goal.
I saw it and my heart sank, but then the football fan part of me was like, that's quality, lad. Fair play to the lad. So yeah, not a good day for Manchester United. We've got a big game next weekend, and oh my god, it's hurting my head, and I'd like to turn my attention to. I don't want to. Liverpool game. So Crystal Palace 0, Liverpool 2. Palace was spirited though.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm happy. I'm actually much happier about this result than I was about the 4-0 win against West Ham.
I would be if I was a Liverpool fan, because these were the games that you weren't doing.
Of late, Crystal Palace have been our bogey team. Like, I think their last 3 visits to Anfield they won, or we haven't beat them anyway. I feel like the last time Jurgen Klopp lost a home game was against Crystal Palace. Steve Gerrard's last ever home game was like a loss to Crystal Palace. I think it was like 4-1 or something stupid like that.
No, I think that was against Stoke, wasn't it? Or was that away?
No, it was away at Stoke. It was like 5-2 or something.
It was just thinking about it,
yeah.
But so your first goal was a penalty. Was it a penalty?
50-50. I feel like if you get given it, you're like, yeah. If you're on the other side that goes against you, it's like you know. Like I feel like that one can go either way. I know when you're saying it from me as a Liverpool fan, it seems like I'm being biased, just trying to tilt it more in our favour. Mm-hmm. But like the fact we're having this conversation said it really, doesn't it? Like because if it wasn't a penalty, even like not a penalty, was it? That's how you'd have started off that question, really.
Yeah, because I think it's a penalty as well.
Yeah, I feel like it's harsh on Palace, like giving that penalty away. Like
just before half time as well.
Yeah, it's when it was it deflated them because obviously they'd probably gone at half time. Roy Hodgson said, fair enough, lads, we did all right there, same again. They probably did play for that draw, maybe nick one on the counter attack.
They played really well. In fact,
Crystal Palace played very well, and it's unfortunate for them.
But also Wan-Bissaka, I think, who was having a quality game up until that point.
Yeah, he was unfortunate until he got sent off.
But it was try something or Salah scores.
Yeah, it was that simple. So
and to be fair, he tried it, and maybe it didn't come off. And it wasn't red. It was from behind. I don't think it's because it was the last man. I think it's obviously
the last man rules changed now, isn't it?
It's from behind, and then
it was he knew what he was doing. He knew he was fouling him.
And then, but when they went down to 10 men, they were still really going.
A lot of people say it's hard to play against 10 men, don't they? Because like the players then kind of feel like they've got to step up, and when everyone steps up in that way, it's very difficult to play against.
But they were
Christmas
trying so hard when they were.
A bit of a shout out to Alisson, who was finally tested since he's been at Liverpool, because against West Ham he didn't do much, and against Napoli pre-season he didn't do much. He made a couple of very good saves,
and he was good on the ball as well.
Good on the ball, yeah. There's a couple of times where I thought, what are you doing there? And he played it away comfortably. It was really cool to see. Commanded his area quite well as well, which is good to see.
You ended up sealing it late on with breakaway Mane getting his 3rd goal of the season. You got to be happy with that performance. Maybe not so much the performance.
I'm happy about our defensive performance. Like Van Dijk, I love him. I
best centre back in the league.
Up there. Like as far as quality centre halves go, a fit Vincent Kompany.
I believe
a Toby Alderweireld that isn't cocking about with trying to force his way out of the club. Maybe like 1 or 2 year younger Jan Vertonghen as well.
Yeah, that's a conversation for another day, though.
Yeah, we'll do that when it comes to the season. We'll do our team of the season.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, Kompany was great. I thought Joe Gomez was quality as well, because you could definitely see the Palace were like targeting our right hand side. That's where Zaha was sitting.
Yeah,
and like if there were moments where Zaha got past Trent Alexander-Arnold, Joe Gomez was just there straight bang on. Like there was a moment where Zaha was through on goal, and it was from Gomez. It was like I either let him go past, he's in on goal. I bring him down for a penalty, or I have to make an inch perfect tackle. And he made a quality tackle. So,
fair play to the young lads doing well then.
Yeah, Joe Gomez doing well. I feel like he definitely deserves England call up as well for the fixtures we've got coming up soon. Should we talk about next week? Well, this weekend's fixtures then.
Yeah, the unnamed bookmakers challenge.
Yeah, should we go for our results last week first?
Well, I've tied mine up already, so I'm already on this. I don't know why I need those. Oh yeah, I do. So last week, Cardiff Newcastle. I had Newcastle to win.
So no.
Obviously,
neither has got that.
Neither has got that. The worst game. I had Everton to beat Southampton.
I had that as a draw, so you get a point there.
I had Leicester to beat Wolves.
I had that as a draw, so you're 2-0.
I had Tottenham to beat Fulham.
Same, so 3-1.
I had West Ham to beat Bournemouth, and I know you had Bournemouth.
I had Bournemouth to win, so that's
3-2. I had Chelsea to beat Arsenal.
Same, so that's 4-3.
Man City to beat Huddersfield.
Same, so that's 5-4.
Yep, I draw between Burnley and Watford.
Same. So that's 5-4.
I'm still 5-4, and obviously Man U to beat Brighton.
Same. So it's
5-4, and I assume you had Liverpool to win, so that's
Yeah.
5-4. That puts me on 12.
That's not 5-4. That's 6-4.
Sorry, 6-5. Sorry, 6-5. That puts me on 12, and that puts you on 14.
That's alright. I'm still winning. We'll keep it going. We've not got any comments for suggestions, so I feel like we're carrying on with the idea of us wearing the other person's shirt in a pub.
That's the idea until someone brings an absolute belter.
Yeah, if we get a better suggestion, guys, please give us it. But
onto this coming weekend. By the way, quickly, I thought you were going to wipe the floor with me, and actually it's quite close now. Just a couple of results in it.
Yeah, well, there was a couple of shock results, weren't there? Especially like the United one.
Yeah,
so.
but they're ones we both got wrong. So I've edged it. I've brought it back a little bit. Only 2 points behind now. Let's move into next week's fixtures. We've got the first game of the weekend, which is Wolves versus Man City.
I'm seeing City to win this. I don't think
3-1. I don't think there's any other result. That's exactly what I've got.
Yeah, I reckon Wolves are going to nick one because they're very good on the ball. They keep possession quite well. I hope Wolves don't do what every other team does against City and sit back because they can play some very good football.
At home as well, they'll play the natural football, I think. I'm hoping so.
I definitely hope so. Wolves have it in them to cause an upset.
Yeah, of course they do.
On the day, Wolves might be able to win this game against City, and if they do, fair enough. But I don't think they'll do it out footballing them. It's just the ball fall the right way through them.
Yeah, I think it'd be the luck of the draw, and you need luck to win these big games. To be fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously Kevin De Bruyne missing this one, but I don't think it's going to be an issue.
No, not really.
One thing we've got to talk about quickly: Aguero got the hat trick last week.
Yeah, annoying because I didn't triple captain him.
Yeah, but you put him as your captain. I didn't have him as my captain.
He got me 40 points.
Still rumps. Still rumps the week there with 91 points.
Nice.
So obviously he'll be raring to go again after winning the match ball.
Yeah, this will be a very big game. Wolves played Man City in the Carabao Cup last season, and the game went to penalties.
Yeah.
I know Man City didn't play a full-strength team, but still pushing Man City to penalties was. To be fair, I only know that because I watched the Man City documentary.
Ah, right. Oh, yeah. God, you're well up on the last season.
I'm rolling in Man City starting to get right now. But, yeah, it could be an interesting game, this one. I hope it's two teams trying to out-football each other rather than Man City just attacking Wolves.
Yeah. Arsenal versus West Ham. I've got 2-0 for this one for West Ham. Both teams trying to find, obviously, the first win of the season. West Ham look woeful, really. Arsenal had 2 really hard fixtures to start the season. What do you think to this game?
I think 3-1 to Arsenal. I feel like Arsenal's defence is still shaky.
Yeah,
I reckon they're gonna concede that a silly goal or they're going to wear a shit penalty.
Yeah, that's fair. Arsenal. You think Arsenal to pick up the first?
Yeah, they created a lot of chances against Chelsea and against
on another day
against no disrespect but a weaker team in West Ham. There should be.
And another day,
a lot more chances.
Arsenal would put those chances away, especially if they're coming to a Birmingham.
I'm putting them past a keeper who seems to be not the same quality as Kepa. No respect to Fabianski.
That's fair.
But, yeah.
Bournemouth, Everton. This is a hard one because both teams look good. Bournemouth have got 100%.
I've got this as a draw.
I've got this as a draw as well. Bournemouth, obviously, 6 points from 6. Everton drew the first game, but looked tasty.
Not conceded a goal from open play yet. Only that one penalty as well.
Decent. That's a little stat for you. Everton's front 4 look really good though.
Yeah,
so I've gone for 1-1.
Yeah, I've gone 1-0 in that game. I'm going to Callum Wilson to score because he's on fire. That kid.
He is on fire. If you want a cheap striker, get him in your fantasy team. Lad.
I think Phil Gill is still suspended as well as if his red card's 2 games from right.
It must be because it was a straight red.
Yeah. I think Phil Gill
they'll probably put Mason Holgate or in again, or would they put Yeremina
alongside Michael Keane.
Huddersfield, Cardiff. I don't think this is going to be an exciting game.
Huddersfield, Cardiff.
I've gone for a draw.
I've gone for Huddersfield to win this.
I feel like home advantage.
Yeah, I'm just going for a team. I feel like these are 2 very evenly matched teams, but Huddersfield are at home. If it's playing on neutral ground, I'd probably say a draw.
I've gone for 1-1 on this one as well. I don't see much from Cardiff and Huddersfield. Don't do it for me. Maybe they'll have the advantage being at the John Smith Stadium. I know I would play unbelievably at the John Smith Stadium.
Yeah, well, anything to do with John Smith on there.
No, give me the pint. John's. No, sorry. I mean the unnamed lager, unnamed bitter stadium.
They're very same.
Don't get sponsoring. Yeah, I don't see much from this game. I think it's going to be a fairly boring affair. I'm glad this one's not on TV.
Yeah, I mean, at least Huddersfield scored a goal this season as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
Southampton versus Leicester. Southampton. A team.
I see this being a 1-1 draw.
Really, I've got, and now I've just remembered as I've done this, Leicester without Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
And I've got Leicester to win 2-1.
Leicester do have got Iheanacho.
That's very true. I think Leicester have enough quality to see off Southampton. Got 2-1.
Yeah, they've got the players, but I feel like their home advantage is going to do it for Southampton. I feel like
Danny Ings to score again?
He seems like the only player that's going to do it at the minute for him.
I quite like Nathan Redmond. He looked alright.
He looks good. He played a lot of games up front last season for Southampton as well. He was a good fantasy team player.
A pasty boy.
Because he was a class midfielder. So it's always nice when you get players like that who are midfielders that play for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see this being 1-1, and probably not the most exciting game to be honest with you. I think Leicester are going to have the better of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see it being a 1-1.
Interesting. Liverpool versus Brighton, and I've gone for a big win for Liverpool. I've gone 4-0.
I feel like it's going to be a Liverpool win, but I'm unsure of the scoreline just because I feel like Brighton are going to be quite spirited at the minute.
Because obviously after the big win on the
weekend. A big win against Man United, but obviously it's going to Anfield, isn't it? We should tough test for any team.
It's a daunting task for a Brighton side,
especially like in the second half when it gets a little bit darker and the floodlights come on. It's going to create a bit more of an atmosphere for the fans.
Yeah.
Like if
the Liverpool fans are always going to be in good spirit right now.
If it's 0-0 or 1-0 in the 70th minute and then floodlights are on and the fans are chanting like hell, then I see like it'll lift a lot of the players and they're going to push for it.
If you could give a result then.
Gun to my head, 2-0 Liverpool. I feel like I don't feel like we're going to concede. We're very, very good at the back, and
which is weird to say.
If you look at it, Glenn Murray or Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah, that's fair. Watford, Crystal Palace. Two teams one team that surprised me this season. Palace, I actually thought would do pretty well. But I've actually gone for a Watford win.
I've gone for a draw.
I've gone for 2-0 Watford.
I think Crystal Palace showed a lot again in that game against Liverpool. I thought it was a phenomenal performance.
It might deflate them, that's what I was thinking.
I don't think so. I feel like you're at times like the way you like, yeah, like we might have lost 2-0, but it was against a team that could win the league. Like,
that's fair.
That's why I don't think Huddersfield's season's fallen apart. Cause, like,
I don't think it's fallen apart.
Like, Huddersfield have lost I've played 2 games, conceded 9 goals, which is awful. But when you're playing against City and Chelsea, it's like City away as well. It's like fair.
Yeah, that's fair. Which be interesting to see how obviously.
So
I
feel like Chris Palace is going there like we might have lost, but we lost against a good
title contenders, basically.
Yeah, a very good Liverpool side, and they still got a 2-0 win away at Fulham, which is commendable.
That's true. Okay, Fulham, Burnley. Interesting one. Burnley obviously not doing very well. Got the fixture congestion.
I've had this one down as a draw.
You've got a lot of draws this week.
Yeah, Burnley wouldn't have played a midweek fixture this time.
No, that's true.
So they're going to be a lot more fresh than they were last weekend. I still think Fulham need to get in the swing of it. They looked all right against Spurs, to be fair to them.
I've gone for a Fulham win.
Really?
Yeah. I fancy them to get the first win of the season. And what better place at Craven Cottage? The fans behind them. And it's a Burnley team that results aren't the best. I think we can do it.
Fair.
Newcastle versus Chelsea at St James's Park.
I feel like it's going to be a comfortable Chelsea win.
Yeah, I've got
Newcastle as a club in general seem in disarray. I don't think at the minute many Newcastle players want to play for their shirt, and that's not because like a lack of commitment on their part towards the club or the fan. It's more like Ashley.
Yeah.
I feel like we all know Rap has been done dirty by like Ashley not giving any investment.
Yeah,
I think.
Considering he just bought the House of Fraser.
Yeah, I mean, what position does he play? Yeah, but like. I think Newcastle were 20 million up in the transfer window.
You never. Well, it's always nice to be in profit, but
it's nice to make a profit.
They needed to strengthen anyway.
Yeah,
they needed
to strengthen and
Fulham
spend
spending
more money.
100 million as a newly promoted club. Newcastle, a club the size of Newcastle, not investing heavily.
Well,
With that manager,
before Mike Ashley took over Newcastle, in those 3 seasons prior, they were all top 10 finishes.
Yeah.
And then Mike Ashley buys the club, and since then their highest finish has been 7th, and they've been relegated twice.
Do you think Rafa Benitez is a blessing and a curse? Because Mike Ashley can look at Rafa and be like, well, he doesn't need the money because he's that good anyway, and he can keep us in the Premier League.
He's a blessing in the sense you got Rafa. I get what you're saying about the curse bit, but I feel like
you'd obviously rather having than not having.
Yeah, I feel like if Newcastle had Mick McCarthy,
do you still think
another bog standard manager?
Yeah.
If Mike Ashley could give him 50 million to spend on a transfer window, and it would work. I feel like they'd be in a worse position.
That's fair.
Rafa does a lot. Rafa will do a lot better with little than an average manager would do with a lot.
That's fair. I think, I'd probably agree with that, to be fair.
I
just put the question out there.
Rafa holds the club back. If anything, I think it does more for him just because the name of Rafa will make players want to play for him.
I was just throwing it out there.
It's a man who's won the Champions League. It's a man who's managed Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm pretty sure Rafa won La Liga with Valencia as well back in the day in 2004. So that's a lot.
Look that one up. What have you got result-wise?
I'm going for 3-0 Chelsea.
I feel 3-1.
Yeah, I feel Newcastle very uninspiring going forward. To be fair,
I don't know. The Newcastle that turned up the weekend just gone versus the Newcastle that turned up the first week, polar opposites.
Yeah, but I feel like that Newcastle team turned up against a very tired Spurs. A lot of them teams came had just come back off international duty. I feel like they're the team that had the most players away at the World Cup.
That's true. That's probably true.
So, especially a lot of them players making a lot of rounds. Like Vertonghen made it to the semi-final and played in the third, fourth. Moussa Dembele also had that. Davinson Sanchez played into the round of 16. So
Kane and all that.
Yeah, Kane made it for you can see in the later games that Harry Kane was fucked.
Yeah, he was shattered. Okay, that's fair. And then that brings us on nicely to Manchester United versus Spurs as the Monday night fixture. Monday night football.
I can't pull this one.
And honestly, right when I was doing this,
was a home game for Spurs.
I see Spurs.
Without a doubt, it's a Spurs win.
I agree. Thing is, right, I was in the bookies and I've done all my results in this. Obviously, the last one. I was in my bookmakers of choice and
an unnamed bookmakers.
An unnamed bookmakers. We won't name them.
Because they don't sponsor us.
Please sponsor us. Please sponsor us. Yeah, so I was struggling to put it on, and I'm a little bit ashamed of what I did.
You put Spurs. You put Man United to lose.
No, well, maybe not ashamed. Maybe that's the wrong thing. I let my heart get in the way of my head, and I've gone for a 2-1 United win.
Ooh, that's big.
I feel Old Trafford. Jose would want a reaction. The players would want a reaction. Hogman might want to put himself in the shop window. And I don't know. I think it's more of. I'm not sure if it's what I think and it's more of what I hope. But
it will be.
I'm backing them.
It'll be very interesting. I don't feel like Jose Mourinho's going to get a big reaction from his players. And when Manchester United came back against City last season, I don't feel like that was him making a big tactical change. That I reckon that was a game where players took.
I think that was letting the shackles off.
I don't even think it was that. I reckon Mourinho just went that dressing room. I don't care. And from then, the players just went, "Fuck you," and we're gonna play. Mourinho's blessed with some very good attacking talent, and he needs to let them loose. He's not going to. I don't feel like he's going to do it in this game. It's a big team as well, so he's going to sit back and try and be pragmatic.
I don't think he should, though.
He shouldn't. Mourinho never should. Mourinho should. He's blessed with some fucking brilliant players.
And he's played some attacking football back in his day.
Yeah, he has. He was part of a Chelsea team that grabbed at that point more points than any other team in the league.
When they scoring so many most goals as well.
This is a manager that brought Didier Drogba to the Premier League.
I don't understand it.
The key thing for him was Drogba could unlock tight defence of that because he's such a big lad.
Why is Lukaku not this? Anyway, that's another point. I've gone for Man United 2, Spurs 1, and I know it's stupid. I know after last weekend it's stupid, but
You know, I'm going for a 0-0.
A boring 0-0 or an exciting 0-0?
I feel like it's going to be... United are going to get a decent chance, which they'll probably fluff, and De Gea is going to make 2 quality saves.
Honestly, that is the safest bet of all time. Like, not as in he's playing it safe, as in he's dead on. It's probably going to happen.
I don't feel like anything different than that's going to happen. You're actually going to sit back. If I was Jose playing the Jose game, which I never would, by the way, I'd play Lukaku and Sanchez up top together and basically park everyone else behind the ball. Go along to Lukaku so you can flick it on Sanchez.
If
and
Sanchez
then
is fit.
Second half,
Rashford.
You bring on Rashford just to exploit some more tired legs from Spurs.
I'd like him to go for Lingard, sort of in behind the striker, Sanchez left. Oh no, who we got for? This is the thing, right?
Is Mata fit? I know he's not played well.
Mata's fit, but I don't. He's not right winger, is he?
He's not. Would it make more sense to play Mata in behind the striker and put Lingard?
But I think
I know Lingard's a lot better.
Really
I know Lingard's a lot better in the middle, but so is Mata.
It's an interesting debate. It's one that's probably not going to be answered because you're probably going to play the same 4-3-3.
Yeah.
With the same midfield, unless Matic is fit or anyone else. But that rounds up the upcoming week in the Premier League.
It does.
A couple of things to get through before we finish because we're running, out of time.
We're running this long, aren't we?
We're running this long. So the final segment, which we've done last week and we're doing it again this week, bits of the week. Who's done bits this week in the Premier League, or just in football? I've got mine. I've got mine written down. And I think it's a fairly obvious one.
I'm gonna go for the captains of all the Spanish football clubs.
Well, that's loads better than mine.
I feel like it's a good show of unity between the players and the clubs to stand up against a type of commercialisation game, and I feel like they're standing for what football should be and what they believe in. I feel like that's really commendable. That's annoying. It's not like funny. Benjamin Mendy posted a funny tweet, sort of good thing.
I was looking at mine the entire time, sort of blank-eyed, because I definitely didn't do anything as cool as that. Mine's Sergio Aguero because he got 3 goals.
Yes, fair.
Sergio Aguero!
Yeah, you got Aguero.
No, I would probably, if you were to choose one, put a comment down below whose was the best idea. I think we're all going to go with Mike. Who's your loser of the week? I've got one of these as well, and this
Jose.
is... That's also a good shout as well.
It's undoubtedly Jose. Like, you imagine playing a pragmatic defensive style football and conceding 3 to Bournemouth for a start.
Brighton, mate.
Yeah, to Brighton. Sorry. That's that's an old, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
Like their players didn't step up. He didn't motivate them in the second half either. I feel like Jose went in that dressing room and just sulked.
Probably ate a Mars
like
bar.
Yeah, like when I watched the that Man City documentary.
Yeah.
Like there was points where Pep went in the dressing room and went, "Everyone shut the fuck up and they talk. This is what you all did wrong. We should be doing this. Why? How are you doing that?"
Yeah.
I could never in a million years see Jose doing that.
No. I don't think that the halftime team talks anywhere near what Fergie would have done.
Fergie got mad.
Fergie would have given the hairdryer. He would have booted. He would have booted a boot. He would have thrown a boot at you.
He would have fucking shaved Pogba's hair off. That's how mad he got.
He would have. I've seen him with a razor. It's mad. My loser of the week was Kennedy, and
yeah, it's not a bad shout that.
Again, comments. Who is the loser of the week? Who's the winner of the week? Don't forget to leave the comments down below about the forfeit. As it stands, it's currently the pub opposite team thing.
Yeah, so it's almost like reminiscent of what Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville did on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, now I want a new idea because...
it feels like we're just copying that.
Yeah.
It's really annoying, isn't it?
Fucking Gary Neville! What are you doing? And Carragher. Have you got anything to add this week? Have you got anything you want to say? The floor is yours. Anything you want to say before we call it quits this week?
Remember, lads, no blasters.
No blasters. Honestly, mate, no blasters. Don't think I've got anything to add apart from check out that FC Rostov fourth kit, mate. By the way, line up on 5-side with that one.
Actually, yeah, I've got something to add. It's I feel like everyone should take a lot of inspiration from that. The Spanish footballers.
Yeah.
They're standing up for something which is really good, and I feel like everyone else should, if they're ever posed with something, they should stand up to. They should do it.
That's really inspirational.
Yeah, I don't know.
That might be the single nicest thing that's ever come from Mike's mouth. Normally he's an utter twat.
Yeah, Ryan's not wrong. I'm disgusting.
That's it this week for the Big Man Small Man podcast. Thank you ever so much for listening, and again, like Mike said, no blasters.
No blasters, lads. Take care.
Hit showers.